A very good evening to all the students present. Today's session is about frequently asked questions during interviews, and by interviews we mean the selection interviews for placements. So all of you are pursuing a course which is an applied course. It might be management, it might be engineering, it might be any course which is the whole objective is not just to learn and gather knowledge but also to get a job. So you are trying to be employable, you are trying to get a job and start your career through your placements. You can join the government, you can join the private sector, you can join the non-profit sectors, anywhere. So before I go to the various kinds of questions which are asked in interviews, I want to tell a few things which you should remember very carefully. Number one, since you are all freshers and you are first time going to work, most of you are freshers, some of you might have worked at a very junior level for a few years, but after this course you are again going for a very fresh start of your career, maybe in a new field. So first thing you should keep in mind is you should be very open and flexible. I give an example in all my sessions that when you go for placements, you should not go like a customer. Like when you go like a customer to a shopping mall or a retail store, you have a lot of choices. I want this color, that design, this price, this service. So you have a portfolio of lot of requirements. But you know that is when you are paying. So you are the boss. As we say, the customer is the king and customer is always right. So if you are going into a placement process with this kind of a checklist of items which is your requirement, like I want this kind of a salary, or that kind of a location, or that kind of a shift, or that kind of a leave. So if you go with so many, wish list, you will not be able to get a job easily, because you know in a country like India and even globally the competition is very high, population is huge, and comparatively or proportionally the number of jobs are very low. So like the companies here have a lot of choices. Already artificial intelligence technology is coming in, the number of real jobs has really come down. So people have to really be updated, and you are facing a huge competition, not only from your classmates but from all the other colleges, from seniors, juniors, peers, because companies also recruit from outside campuses. So what I say, please note it down and remember, when you go to a placement process, you go with a seller's mindset. You have gathered knowledge, you have some experience, hence you have gained some skills. Based on that, you have an offering. And the biodata or the resume which you create is your prospectus, which represents you. Whereas the company which is coming to recruit you is actually the customer. And you remember again, the customer is the boss. Customer is the only boss and customer is the king. And customer is always right. So they will have choices. There are so many candidates and they will have 1 or 2 vacancies or maybe 5 vacancies. And you have 500 of you appearing. So that is where you should put your best foot forward. And you should always make yourself flexible, and you should be able to grab whatever opportunity you have. If you have good marks, fine. A lot of other people have good marks. If you have a lot of experience, fine. Others might also have. So you have a competition. So if you have this kind of a seller's mindset, the price you get is the CTC, the cost to the company. So the company will pay a good salary to a good candidate, and better customers with higher packages and good job offerings will select the better candidate. Here, better candidate doesn't mean somebody who has high marks, but it is somebody who has a high overall package. They are having good knowledge, they are having experience, they are also having a good attitude. So knowledge, skill, attitude, everything comes into play. And I repeat, when I say attitude, company will see how much you are ready to learn, how much you are not rigid, you are flexible, how much you can adjust to the company culture, how much you are having a hunger to succeed in life. So these things should motivate you. Now, I come to the very common question, tell me something about yourself. Now, this is a list which you can see in the PPT, you can note down that there are a lot of, you don't have to answer all of these, you can check and you can choose whichever you want. But please remember, this is not a question of a formality, because many people, when you are asked to introduce yourself, in colleges when you come, your friends, your seniors ask for intro. The introduction, give your own parichay. So when you are introducing yourself, it is not a formality. Many students end up making a mistake. They read out what is exactly in your CV. This is my name, I am come from so place, this is where school I did from, this is what marks I got, I am studying here. Typical in Hindi we say khisa pita, that same ratta knowledge. No, you should speak something unique, something creative. This is generally the first question. First impression is a lasting impression. So, if you look at this particular thing, you should try to say the same thing in a very, very nice way, and you should speak more in less words. Don't make it too long. Maybe a 30-40 seconds, maximum 1 minute will be good enough. So definitely wish good morning or evening, sir and ma'am. If there is a big panel, say both. Thank you for the opportunity. They are giving you a chance to speak. Not everyone is shortlisted. They don't have time for everyone. Remember, you might be the 40th interview of the day. They are already tired. If you go and tell the same mundane things, they will not like it. So what you want, you should be able to draw their attention, grab their attention, and keep them interested in you for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes. So that is very important. So, I am so-and-so, currently pursuing so-and-so course from so-and-so institute. Then talk of, I want to join a reputed organization where I can contribute something. This is the way. Maybe for the betterment of organization and for myself. You can talk about your hobbies, you can talk about your strengths, your skills, like I'm honest, I'm hardworking. So you don't say all this, I have given you a list of things that you can say, you can make a nice combination. If you have some achievements, you can say, I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, I paint. So all these extracurricular, because companies today look for a holistic person. So you can talk about, I'm the captain of my team or the representative of my class, I have done voluntary work. So a lot of things you do, but whatever you say, please be honest, please be true. Because, they might ask you the next question based on that. If you say, I am a very good social worker, they will say, give me an example of a social project. So you get caught. So you say something. If you say that I read books, they can say, name 2 books you have read and what you learned. So you cannot give an old book name, you have to give something contemporary. So similarly, if you say even basic things, see, please remember, they are choosy. Like I said, they are customers. They will try to taunt you a bit, they will try to put stress on you and see how you react. How much you are, strong personality enough to join the company. Because the corporate or the organizations are a tough place to work on. There's a lot of demand. So, they will ask you this question. If you say I'm honest and hardworking, they might ask you next question, give me an example of your honesty. So you should not get, caught on the wrong foot. You should be able to lead. Whatever you say, you prepare and go. Don't mug up. Don't cram. Speak naturally, but prepare and go. Coming to the next question is another very, very common question. Give us some examples of being a top performer. This is for people who say that I have done this, I have done that, I have been a captain or this. So you talk about broadly leadership qualities, problem-solving abilities, honesty, hard work. So you can take examples. If you have board exam, high marks or entrance ranks, you can talk of that. If you are a CR or a captain, I have already spoken about this. If you have taken part in voluntary groups in your locality, like you are a club secretary or a club, some kind of a young volunteer, you can talk of these examples. If you have organized social camps like blood donation, health awareness, thalassemia camps, you can talk of that. Fund generation, like suppose when you go to a company is doing business, so there's a lot of funding. Suppose you are taking finance, so if you're doing some event. So if you have a sponsorship for your college event, you can talk about that, which companies you went, what you did, how much fund you generated. If you manage the event, it can be from a Saraswati Puja to a iftar party to any kind of an event you have done. Even if you are supporting your family with part-time work, like helping your father in business, doing some online work or doing tuitions, you can talk of all this. Because this shows that you are a complete personality. So this is the thing. Then we enter to the next point is another very common question. Where do you see yourself 5 to 7 years from now? Now this is something, is a very tricky question. Do not say that I want to be in your chair. That will be too oversmart. They will not like it. Do not say I want to be a CEO or I want to be a vice president. That is unrealistic. You might happen, but that's a miracle. You have to grow up the organizational ladder, the structure. So you can say something very diplomatic, something realistic. Like I've given you some examples. I see myself as a considerably senior position. Leading a team of employees, that can be important. Managing some important projects. So they say that you are trying to take responsibility. Handling considerable size of operations and processes into a position where I get some important decisions made for my organization which justifies. So you don't say all of this, you pick up 2 or 3 of this and make a nice answer for yourself. So what I want to tell you is that when I told you don't be over ambitious and say something which they can really cross you on, like, but don't be underplay also. Like if you say whatever you think true is okay and everything is okay for me, then they will say this guy is not really ambitious, not having hunger to succeed. So they want to see balance. They want to see somebody ambitious, somebody wants to grow, because when you grow, the organization grows. So somebody contribute, but not over ambitious, who doesn't have a control, who is just selfish. So you should be very distinct. So I repeat this question: where do you see yourself 5 to 7 years from now? Definitely, I want to be in a position where I do more valuable work for the company, and I want to also grow. There should be a team for me. Now I am alone, but over a period of 5 to 7 years, a big team, maybe a business unit, maybe a branch is with me, and I handle a particular portion of the market, and I create some meaningful value. I take good decisions. So you have to really live this, and you have to really believe in what you are saying. Because before you, it is something like selling a soap. I told you are a seller. So if you say to the customer that this soap is good, you should believe the soap is good. Otherwise, you are lying. So before selling the soap, you should use the soap. This is an example you give in classes. So similarly, if you are saying something to the recruiter, before that you should internalize it that you believe in what you say. Now we come to another important question, and for which you need to prepare. What is your favorite subject? Now generally you should choose this in advance. But remember that when you choose the subject, you cannot choose something unrelated to the course, because when the company is coming, suppose you are coming to a engineering course and this placement is there, and they ask you what is your favorite subject, you say it's history. Well, that is good to hear, but they do not want that. You can say maybe as engineering subject like maybe theory of machines or data structure, or something like that, or at least a science subject like maths or physics. So you can say something which is relevant to them. If they ask you if you know a subject, which is a favorite subject which is not in your course, then you can say those subjects, that I am an engineering student but I like literature. But primarily the first favorite subject has to be from your course or something very closely related. So when you say this, immediately please remember that they will cross question you. Generally they will cross question. Why is this your favorite subject? You should have an answer. Why you love the subject? And that should be a natural answer. Jabardasti mat kijiye. Do say something which you truly believe. So you should, if you don't have one single favorite subject from your course, then there is something wrong with yourself. You understand? Like if you are studying management, then you either say marketing or service marketing or HRM or strategic management. Something relevant you should say. If you can choose a subject which is relevant to the company coming in, suppose you have Thermex Limited coming in and you say you are a mechanical engineer and you say my subject is fluid mechanics, that will make sense. So that is the kind of say, if say maybe Infosys or TCS is coming in and you say that data science is interesting to me or AI and ML is interesting to me, so that will make a lot of sense. And you have to go and be ready to have any in-depth question, because they are asking you which is your favorite subject, which means they are allowing you to be in your comfort zone. But in the comfort zone, there is no syllabus. You have a syllabus for your course, but an employer will expect anything out of the box. So, a unrelated thing to do good here: read newspapers, go through the latest YouTube channel, videos, understand what is happening in the subject and new research, be prepared. This is a very important question. Why did you apply for an organization? And do you know about your organization? Now, this is something you have to really prepare well. You know which company is coming, you get a fair bit of advance notice, you have to research about the company, go through their websites. If you know somebody working there, maybe your senior pass outs, you learn from them what they are doing, what are the new projects, what kind of new business ventures, joint ventures, or any new product they have launched. Please prepare. So you can say that I have a very positive opinion about your company. I have heard from my teachers, from my seniors. I have done background research. So you tell whatever is applicable to you out of this. So I like the job and I learned that you are into this. So if you say a few things which is true about their company, they will find that this student is actually aware of what we are doing, and that is the kind of thing they are trying to do. And as I say in the end, I have already said, please prepare this well before every interview. It's a game changer question. It shows your genuine interest. If 2-3 students are good students and one student has done very good research on that company or that industry, makes sense. Having said this, I want to add something. It might be a situation where in the same day you are giving 2 interviews of 2 companies of different industries, or you have an interview of 2 companies consecutive days. You have to prepare for all. So more you prepare, it is not about what you have to do, what you don't have to do, but you have to prepare to be better than the rest. Because remember, company is not in a compulsion. You might be going to a pool campus in a different college where there are 20 colleges coming in, so competition will be very high. So nothing to be scared, but it is better to be prepared. So this is the question. First of all, what is your favorite subject? And second is, why did you apply for this organization? Don't say that I have applied because it has come to college. So that's a very lame answer. Don't say that I did not get a job in last 5 years. That is a very negative thing. Say a positive answer. I applied for the company because I genuinely like the company and I want this job. And I need this job, yes, but I can get other jobs also, but this company is important to me. So it's a feel-good thing. If you like when you go to a shop, the shopkeepers makes you feel good. That please see, feel your own place like that. You should give them a comfort zone. Next, we come to another very, very common question, which is recently becoming very common in all kinds of interviews, be it management or engineering. Recently, we are hearing a lot about artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT or Google Gemini or anything like that. So it says all jobs will be lost to AI. What is your opinion? So you are getting a job today, tomorrow you may not have the job, because AI will do the human job. This is a very tricky question. It is an uncomfortable question. People get a bit jittered, but nothing to worry. You should be prepared. You say, sir, ma'am, technology is something obvious. We cannot live without technology. Every aspect of life is technology. And it's an evolving thing. Technology will keep changing. New softwares will come, new gadgets will come. Even the existing apps will have new versions. So you need to adopt it. So technologies will keep coming and make job easier, reduce the human effort. So I have again given a lot of options. You choose whichever is applicable to you. But no technology will replace human beings completely. That is abnormal. Because like example, you can say that at one time, people used to travel in palanquins, palki. So when the car came in, people thought that the people would carry the palki will lose their job, but they learned driving. So something like that, like when computers came in, people thought the typists will lose their job or many other things. So you can give such examples. Plus, technology will help to make your job better. Like in engineering, you have the AutoCAD and the other softwares like CATIA and all. So manual drawing, you have to learn to understand drawing, but today you don't need to physically draw. Drawings are made very fast on AutoCAD and you can study it, but you need the human brain to study it. Like you have CNC, the computerized material auto machines, the CAMs. Similarly, managers have so many tools, Excel sheets, Google Sheets, they have so many softwares which makes the decision making easy. You cannot depend on machines to take your decisions. The human brain cannot be copied by a machine. So you should sound very confident. You should also sound that I'm ready to learn. You say that if I get the job 5 years from now or 3 years from now, I might be doing an entirely different skill set. I will learn continuously. I will learn myself and I will also expect the company to teach me and I will learn very positively. So students who keep themselves updated, so you have these points with you and you try to work on these and don't say everything because you cannot have a very long answer, but have a very nice combination question. Another very tricky question, why should we hire you? Because there are 20 other people or 40 other people. Why should we take you means they won't say this instead of others. How do you stand out? So don't give an arrogant answer like I am the best, or don't beg that please take me, I need the job badly, I'm a poor family person. No, don't say all that. Say a very balanced positive answer. I am confident that given an opportunity, I will live up to your expectation. Perform best at every level. I am also sure that you have a strong training system and which will ensure that my skills and practical experiences will be useful. So give a very positive diplomatic answer. You can say in your own words, I've given you a hint. Again, don't mug up, don't cram. Mukhasta korona. Say what you believe, say what you internalize. If they say no, others can also get the chance, you say yes, my friends are good and I am not less. If they get the job, I am very happy for them. But I'm going to also get a good placement. So you say that, sir, I have come to this level, so I have already crossed through the previous round. So interview happens later. You have a written test, or aptitude test, or group discussion, psychometric test. So generally interview is the last or second last round. So you can always say that in a very positive way. Another very important question, If we hire you, how long will you stay? Will you switch to another company if it offers you a better salary? Now, don't say an answer like, if you give me the job, I will stay for my whole life. That is a lie you are saying, and they know that. Neither say that, yes, I will join if I get an next salary. That shows that you are very greedy. So again, give a very balanced diplomatic answer. You say that, see, if I get the job, I know that I have to learn. I am a fresher. I am just coming out of college. So I should not just think of money. I should take the training. I should learn from the culture. I want to be stable. Salary is important, but if I just keep jumping around for higher salary, I will never be stable. So I will become irregular and I won't be able to do good in career. Because any top senior leader, vice president, CEO, GM, they have spent years in one company. They don't hop around. So I'm sure that your company has a good career plan for us and our salaries will grow. So I'm not really looking for a few thousand rupees more. That is not my attitude. So make a combination of these points and give a very nice answer. And but yes, in future, if there is any situation where I think I need to make a career move, we'll discuss with you and we'll plan, but that is far off. Now we come to another question which is often asked. Suppose you are doing diploma, so there is a chance you will go for graduation. If you are doing graduation, you can go post-graduation. If you are doing post-graduation, you might go for a doctorate or a postdoc. So they might ask this question, what is your plan regarding higher studies? Because they recruit you, they train you, and after 2 years you switch and go back to college. And they can't stop you also because if there's a bond, that's a negative thing. Generally that is something which is forcing, but sometimes they stop you from joining another competition. But if you're going back to college, generally they are very worried that they cannot stop you. Because fundamentally you have a right to study. So even if you do a distance course, maybe it will hurt your work or it will hurt your studies. Because you are putting your feet into both. দুটোকে পা দিচ্ছ, পড়াশোনা করছো, কাজও করছো। তো এটার জন্য কোম্পানি অনেক সময় একটু যাচাই করে দেখে নেয় যে what is your plan regarding higher studies. It's a positive question actually. Because they are probably thinking that you are an intelligent student. So this is a good sign. But again, maybe it will not give you selection if they think that इसको ले लेंगे 6 महीने नहीं ले तो higher studies में चला जाएगा. तो तब तो investment नहीं करेंगे. तो remember again I'm saying it is not that the best student gets the best job. The most compatible, the most employable student gets the best job. So you have to make yourself compatible. So you said that this year I'm completing a course which has taken me a lot of time, 3 years, 4 years or 2 years. And my family and myself, we are trying to get a job and start earning because that is important for my family's financial support. And I can also bear my own expenses and not depend on my family. So higher studies is not the immediate priority. But yes, after a few years of work, if I think that higher studies will help, then that I might think of. As of now, I don't have a plan. Please say this and believe this. You cannot go into an interview with a double mind that you will leave the job soon. If you do that, number one, your chances of selection is less because you are not fully in 100% you are not giving. Even if you by luck get the job and after a few months you leave, that hurts the chance of another needy student of yours. It can also happen that the company gets so angry that they blacklist your college and they don't come back the next year. So ideally, when you join company through campus placements, you should always plan to stay there at least for a year or two, or a bit more. So, and you say that if I'm getting good training and good certifications, I don't have to go for higher studies. I can grow through experience. In a senior level, nobody will see my qualification, they will see my experience and knowledge. So if they keep on probing you, then you can say that I will think of it difficult. So you think of it later. If it is difficult to continue working without higher studies, like sometimes happens as a diploma, you join a job and after a few years they say that you have to do graduation, otherwise you don't get promotion. That kind of situation might come. Don't be so specific, but if they're pondering too much, then you can say that. I'm moving to the next question. What is the salary expectation? Obviously, you won't give a figure, and also don't say whatever you give is okay. You say I'm a fresher, so I'm okay with the salary you have decided. Our college must have discussed with you. I have full confidence on the college and yourself. So whatever you are offering is good for me. I read the notice. That shows very big confidence that, see, they will give you salary. And since they're coming to campus, they give salary which is decided with the college. So not a problem. Relocation, please be flexible. I told in the beginning, you cannot say I want in my hometown because nobody is creating a job for you in hometown. So if you are ready to relocate, if you are ready to go to project sites, offshore, if you are ready to keep your passport ready before the placement, because they ask if you have a passport, if they have offshore operations, if they say of night shifts or any kind of relocation, you should be ready. You should not say nahi, ghar wale jaane nahi denge. That's a very childish answer. तो इसका बोलो ना. And don't ask question in relocation allowance, fooding, housing. Get selected before actual selection. They will have a final HR discussion. Then you will get to know. And when you get the offer, you can always cross question these things. So always say, I've done in capitals, say yes. Yes, you are ready to relocate to any site and work in any shift, and you are even ready to go offshore. And this is very interesting last question when the interview also ends. Do you have any questions for us? Never say no. So if you have no questions, you feel that I am not traveling, then no. They want somebody who is equally engaging. They are engaging you, you should be engaging yourself. And you should be engaging them. So you tell them that, sir, if I get this offer, I will be joining after a few months, I have to complete the course. Which are the subjects I should focus on? And what are the subjects I should really stress from my past also? If you are aware, suppose you have done research about the company, you can ask about the latest product. Be honest, be genuine. Suppose you have read an article in a newspaper and you say that I read this about your company. Now what does this show? This shows that you are interested in the company. This also gains a few points. So latest product, technology, but don't just camouflage something which you learned just 5 minutes before coming in. आपके दोस्त ने ये बोला है, आपने सुन के आके आपने बोल दिया, वो 2 क्रॉस क्वेश्चन पूछा और सोचा कि आप झूठ बोल रहे हो. नहीं, आप पढ़ के आए हो, जान के आए हो कि लास्ट वीक ही देखा था न्यूज़पेपर में आपके बारे में, इसीलिए न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना चाहिए, इसीलिए बिजनेस चैनल्स देखना चाहिए कि कंपनी क्या कर रहा है. अगर एल&टी आपके कैंपस में आता है या डाइकिन आपके कैंपस में आता है, तो यू हैव टू know what they have done in recent past in magazines and all. You have to read. So you may also ask a technical question which you found a doubt at JNU. They will feel that you are trying to learn. That मैंने ये पढ़ा था और मुझे समझ में नहीं आया था. Can you tell me? Or can you give me an advice what I should do to improve myself? It is a roundabout. ঘুরিয়ে कुछ জিজ্ঞেস করা যে আমি কি কি ভুল করেছি, কিন্তু এটা না যে স্যার मेरा weakness क्या है या क्या गलत किया. But sir, what should I do to do better in future? So you are looking for some these things, so they will feel good about it. Because they also like to mentor at some point of time. So which are my areas of improvement? That is a negative question asked in a positive way. What are my areas of improvement? Just ask 1 or 2 questions, not too much. If they ask you what is your weakness, you can say that, well, my weakness is sometimes I am over anxious, sometimes too serious, sometimes too particular. So even weakness tell in a very positive way. So I think I covered a lot. There are many other things we can continue discussing. I'm sure this session will benefit you a lot. Wish you all the best. Get a great placements.